distinguished graduate of University of Hawaii due to my work with Corfu Leprosy. I was born in Seattle, Washington on July 24th, 1892. My parents' names are Laura and James P. Bell Jr. I have two older brothers, Robert and William, and one younger sister, Addie. I started going to the College of University of Washington and transferred to the University of Hawaii. I was the first African-American woman and the first woman to graduate from the University of Hawaii. I invented the ball method, which was the most effective way to treat leprosy. Some other people have been using oil from a chilomoni tree to treat leprosy, but it didn't always work. I used my knowledge of chemistry and separated out the parts that worked and made a new medicine that could be put right into the patient's bloodstreams. The results were amazing, and many people were cured of leprosy. I published a 10-page article in my chemistry journal about the results. I was never married because I was busy in my chemistry lab, and I died at a young age. While working in my lab, I breathed in a chemical gas, and it made me very sick. I died on December 31st, 1916, at the age of 24. I will always be remembered for making the ball method to treat leprosy. In Hawaii, they celebrate me every 4 years on February 29th in a statewide holiday.
Hi, my name is Abraham Lincoln. I am famous for being the 16th president and preserving the Union during the U.S. Civil War. I also brought about the emancipation of the slaves. I am born in what is now called Hodgeville, Kentucky, on April 15, 1865. My parents are Thomas and Nancy Lincoln. I moved at an early age to Kentucky, where I was born, to Indiana, and then to Illinois in my early 20s. My mom sadly died on October 5, 1818. My father Thomas then got married to my stepmother Sarah on December 2, 1819. Did you know that I was an accomplished wrestler? I was defeated only once in about 300 matches. I am assured in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. Do you know that my son Robert Todd Lincoln was saved from getting hit by a train by Edwin Booth, John Wilkes Booth's brother? My siblings are Sarah, Thomas, who died as an infant, and my step-siblings are John, Matilda, and Elizabeth. When I was younger, I went to a school called Black School for only 12 months. Otherwise, I just educated myself with books. I love books so much that when I was younger, I walked miles to borrow books from people. Even though I did not go to college, I did get the honorary degrees from Knox College, Columbia, Princeton, and Illinois College. My wife is Mary Todd Lincoln. I married her in 1842. Our children were Robert Todd Lincoln, Edward Baker Lincoln, William Wallace Lincoln, and Thomas Ford Lincoln. I am famous for my speeches, especially the Gettysburg Address, abolishing slavery and being one of the 4 presidents who were assassinated. I'm remembered as the great emancipator because I worked to end slavery in the United States. Suddenly on April 15, 1865, John Wilkes Booth assassinated me while I was watching a play at the Ford's Theater at a time when the country needed me to complete the great Western Union for the nation. I will always be remembered for my vital role as a leader in preserving the Union during the U.S. Civil War and starting the planning process.
Hi, my name is Pocahontas. I was born in the year of 1590 in Virginia. My father's name is Powhatan. He is the chief of the Powhatan Indians. I have 26 siblings. I am most remembered for fighting for peace between the English colonists and my tribe. I didn't go to college, but I was educated and learned how to live like my tribe from my father and mostly my mother. One day, English colonists came to live on our land. They named the area Jamestown. Their leader was John Smith. The Powhatan Indians helped the English colonists learn how to grow crops. We gave the settlers corn, and they gave us tools and guns. The Powhatan Indians attacked John Smith, and they were going to kill him. I put myself over him and begged my father to let him go free. More English colonists came to Virginia, and they took more land. The Powhatan were not happy. I was kidnapped by the English colonists They wanted the other colonists that my tribe had kidnapped, and the corn that my tribe had stolen from them. My father refused to give them the corn, but he did set the colonists go free. While captured, I married an English colonist named John Orloff. We had a son named Thomas Rolfe. We went to England and I met the king and queen. I died at the age of 27, 16, 17. I was famous for fighting for peace between the English colonists and my tribe.
Hello, my name is Neil Armstrong. I was first person to walk on the moon. I was born on August 5th, 1930 in Ohio. My parents were Viola and Stephen Armstrong. My two siblings were June and Dee. As a child, I liked airplanes. I had my pilot license before my driver's license. I attended Bloom High School in Wapakoneta, Ohio. I went to college at Purdue University. While I was in college, I left to serve the U.S. Navy. I was a test pilot my career long. I was on an aircraft called the USS Essex. My job was to bomb the enemy British naval lines. I married Janet Shirley. We had 3 children, Karen, Eric, and Mark Armstrong. Karen died as a young. Later on, Janet left me. I married Carol Knight on June 12, 1994. I went in the Gemini 8, which had 2 parts. There was a bigger part and a smaller part. The bigger part was touchdown on the moon while I got off. While we were landing, we flew off course and we were spinning around, and then we landed in the ocean, but we were all safe. The Apollo 11 took off from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida at 1:32 p.m. on July 16, 1969. Michael Collins, Buzz Aldrin, and I were the 3 astronauts inside the capsule. The module landed on the moon at 8:17 p.m. on July 20, 1969. 4 days later, we returned to Earth on July 24, 1969. We spent 2 hours on the surface of the moon. I was famous for being the first person to walk on the moon with Buzz Aldrin. My fellow astronaut, Michael Collins, controlled the capsule and took a walk on the moon. We planted the USA's flag on the moon. It was a hard job because of the rocky surface of the moon. After returning from the moon, we were world famous. Later, I went and taught at the University of Cincinnati. After getting sick and having heart surgery, I developed complications and died on August 25th, 2012 in Cincinnati, Ohio. I always knew I was being the first person to walk on the moon. And for sure, that's one of the most definitely for my time. Hello, my name is John Deere. The big thing that I did was build the steel plow, which easily turned the sod without getting dirt stuck on it. I was born on February 7th, 1804 in Rutland, Vermont. My parents' names were William Deere and Sarah Deere. My siblings were Emma, Alice, Mary, and George Jr. My father left, so I was raised by my mother. We were very poor, so I only had a very basic education when I was young. I grew up in Rutland, Vermont. At age 17, I became a blacksmith. My forge burned down to the ground. After that, I built another one, and that one burned down to the ground too. I gave up in 1836, I moved to Grand Turret, Illinois to help the pioneers. The reason the pioneers needed help was for fixing broken pots, pans, shovels, and horseshoes. I made lots and lots of plows. Later on, I went to college at Newbury College. I married Demarius Lamb. We had 6 children. Their names were Francis, Jeanette, Ellen, Jane, Elizabeth, and Charles. In 1865, Demarius Lamb died. After my first wife, I married her sister, Susan Lamb. The big thing that I did was make the steel plow. The reason that I thought of making it steel was I thought that the soil would not get stuck in the plow as much. I made one and then showed all the farmers. They figured out that steel is better than iron. They used the steel plow to turn the sod and make farms. I also made the first soapy corn cultivator. I hired hundreds of employees in my own factory. My son eventually took over my business. It is the John Deere Company. You probably heard of it. I will be remembered for making the first steel plow. Congressional Medal of Honor in 1866. I was born on November 26, 1832 in Oswego, New York. My parents were Alva Walker and Vesta Walker. I have 5 siblings, 4 sisters and 1 brother. Their names are Abel, Vesta, Aurora, Luna, and Cynthia Walker. I went to Syracuse Medical School for college. I married Albert Miller, but then we got divorced in 1860. It was finalized in 1869. We did not have children. I was a strong-willed woman and believed that women should be able to wear pants. I made my own pants and wore them. Back then, it was very frowned upon. I was the second woman in the United States to become a doctor. I was one of only a few women physicians in the Civil War. I was a doctor and friend of Susan B. Anthony. I was also a women's rights activist. I was a prisoner of war because I was wandering too far into the woods one day. Then the Confederate general brought me to the Castle Thunder Confederate prison. I was held there for 4 months before being released in a prisoner exchange. I served as the surgeon in charge at Louisville Female Military Prison in Kentucky. My military service ended with the end of the Civil War on June 15, 1865. I was awarded the Medal of Honor in January of 1866 for my service. In 1871, I published my book, Essays on Women's Rights. I worked as a mailing clerk in the pension office. In 1912, on February 14th, I gave a speech to politicians in Washington, D.C. about women's voting rights. In 1917, I was told that I had to give up my Medal of Honor because I had not earned it in combat. I refused and I kept it. At age 85, after arguing for women's rights at the Capitol in Washington, D.C., I slipped and fell on the stairs. I had to stay in bed. I died 4 months later on February 21st, 1919 in Oswego, New York. In 1977, 56 years after I died, my Medal of Honor was reinstated. I will always be remembered for being the second woman doctor in the United States, being a surgeon during the Civil War, fighting for women's rights, earning a Medal of Honor, and being the woman who wore the pants.